What's going on, gang? It's your boy, DBGTX-YT. And before I continue, make sure you go ahead and hit that follow, that sub, that share, because this is going to be some hot fuego. That is right, hot fuego, hot fire right here, a hot take. Your boy is about to go in. Let's get it. And today's video has to do with something that, personally, as a YouTuber, I have to make this video one way or another. I know it's going to upset a few people out there because these people are the ones who would like you to keep your mouth shut and not say much about it or make videos in regards to this matter, this topic. Other people will think that is the right thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do, and I think that this topic means a lot in the anime gaming community just as much as the general gaming community as a whole. And the topic is listening to YouTube reviews as your selling point for buying a video game. I'm bringing this topic up is because I've noticed this has been a trend since forever ago. I began noticing that while I was on YouTube and I was on Twitch and I was on all these different platforms, I started getting into all these different platforms and started communicating with a lot of people in the anime and video gaming community. I realized that a lot of us viewers, and I say us, used to be a viewer in that sense, not anymore. A lot of us and a lot of viewers, and now, especially now with this whole quarantine situation happening and all that, a lot of viewers go to their favorite YouTubers, favorite Twitch streamers, favorite whatever social media icon, that whatever you want to call it, in order to find out if the game that you want to buy equals good enough, or is it good enough through your YouTuber's perspective, your YouTuber's lens. Sorry about that. What does that mean? What that means is, if a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer says that this game is hot trash, everybody follows along suit and declares the game hot trash just because they're all part of the same group, they're all part of the same squad, they're all part of the same dynamic, that if one says one thing, they don't want to clash with that person's ideal because of the fact that they like to continue coexisting with this person or be cool with this person's ideas or for future collaborations and things like that. I am not the case. That is not the case here. And I don't have an area with mentioning and telling people how things are. If I think a game is trash, I say the game is trash. If I think that the anime series is trash, I say that the anime series is trash. Everybody knows me and my history with Hunter x Hunter. I don't like Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter, to me, is one of the wackest series out there. To me. Togashi is supposedly known as one of the greatest mangaka ever. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is part of my top 3 anime of all time. But I will never, ever put Hunter x Hunter in my top 10. Period. I've had plenty of people on my Twitter try to shut me down because of that. I've had plenty of bigger YouTubers and plenty of bigger streamers go on ahead and say that I don't know anime because I don't like Hunter x Hunter. Right? That's just an example of one of the contexts and one of the things that, you know, I think about a lot of times in regards to how an opinion is swayed by a person with a bigger audience. Which leads me to the next games and the next parts, the next, you know, inclusions and so on and so forth. Particularly anime video games. With anime video games, you guys have to understand that We don't have a good track record. That is right. We don't have a good track record. So when people like Lotus Asakura goes ahead and states that anime video games don't have a good track record, he is right on that. Definitely. A lot of the anime games that come out are very repetitive. They don't put too much emphasis on building a very good, sustainable, long game with a very long trajectory. The majority of these games are meant to last for that year, for that season, you know, for that particular game, that particular series that came out for that season. We got that from One Punch Man, Hero Nobody Knows. Game is trash. We've got that from My Heroes One's Justice, the very first one. The game was horrible. They got a second one because too many people bought the first one. Thus, it gave them incentive to make a second game. Did they change anything up besides the minuscule things that we knew were a fucking trip in the first game? Yeah. But everything else is still the same. The same graphic engines, the same style. It's not a good game, okay? The game is not a good game. The game is a solid 6.5, maybe 7, max 7, if you are a diehard fan of MHA and you're pushing, you know, and learning stuff like that. But then there are games that are good and people still go out of their way to shit on the games because it's not up to what they want. And because that in itself, and because they have the following that they have, then their following turns around and goes and tells everybody else the game is not good. Right? I don't like that. And that's the biggest thing about this whole video right here. This whole video is to desensitize and debunk this idea that just because Afro decided to say that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is tedious to edit, it means that he don't like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. For example, that was what I got from his video. If you guys want to check out his video, I'll have the link below so you guys can go check out the video he drops, and he explains that it takes so long in order to generate a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video. It's tedious, it takes time, it's time consuming. That's what he explains to it. Further, later on down the road, we got on to the Cell Games situation where obviously they removed from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot the Vegeta Final Flash. That itself was, yes, a very big disappointment. I cannot stress enough, you know, how much I was disappointed in it, because I looked forward to this particular moment. Anybody who's a true Dragon Ball fan looked forward to this particular moment. Everybody who was a Dragon Ball fan looked forward to this particular moment. Did it take away from the Dragon Ball Kakarot experience from that point forward? Perhaps, if you was not looking forward to anything else. If you was just looking for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot up to the Dragon Ball Z Cell Saga, then yes, it probably killed the wins out of your sail, because you just don't care at that point anymore. But if you're trying to play the game from point A to point B, then this is one hiccup in a lot of this road that, you know, that was covered. I have mixed reviews in regards to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. My solid review, my 100% review, is at an 8 out of 10. In context, I give away all the details, all the information as to why Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was an 8 out of 10 for me. The game starts out solid. The first 3 seasons are amazing. The 4th season itself, the Android Saga and Cell Saga, just like the anime series, are nothing to really write home about. I'm very sorry to disappoint you guys, but the Cell Saga and the Android Saga are not that hype. The best hype moment is Super Saiyan 2, the Final Flash, the Big Bang Attack, and of course Piccolo versus 17. Go ahead and name me anything else that was more hype than that. Vegeta getting his arm broken? Perhaps. The fight between Cell and in Piccolo the first time was trash. What I'm getting at is that due to these common factors or these particular YouTubers mentioning that they don't like the game or they didn't like these parts, that has automatically become the verdict for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that CC2 dropped the ball on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm looking at you, Lotus. The game isn't as bare bone as you say it is. The game isn't as bad as you stated to be. CC2 didn't drop the ball like you stated. You're upset that the game doesn't have what you wanted into it. I'm upset that the game doesn't have some of the things that I wanted into it. Afro's upset that there are some things that the game has that he didn't want in it, and vice versa. Everybody has something they're upset about the game. As far as a successful RPG goes, as far as the game goes, it was a great game from start to finish. They did what they set out to do, to give you as much as an immersive storyline based RPG for Dragon Ball Z. They gave you that. You got the most iconic scenes. You got to use the best characters that were able to be used. You get to train. You get to customize your characters, albeit superficially and whatnot. There's more content coming on its way. Besides time traveling and DLC, there's possibilities that you could use older skins and things like that. I just don't get where you got off saying that this game is a flop and that this game is trash. Which pushed me to the next topic, which is incoming new IPs for anime video gaming. So, due to this thing with Kakarot, now all of a sudden, CC2 being at the helm for the new Demon Slayer game has become a conundrum in the anime gaming community now, because of said person I just mentioned earlier. The game was previewed, was starting to hype up, and all of a sudden a tweet comes out and it's, well, CC2 dropped the ball, rules and that. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. This game is probably gonna end up being trash. I asked the question. I said, why do you think that way? You don't answer me, but you'll tweet out that the anime community is going to forever be stuck in this endless loop of mediocrity because they don't want to listen to you, or they don't want to listen to, they don't want to go ahead and stop buying IPs, for a reason A or reason B. It's simple, man. The game, or whatever game it is, if you don't feel comfortable with purchasing it, they say that I don't feel comfortable with purchasing it, I'll wait till release. It's hard to have a following the way you do, bro, and the way a lot of you bigger YouTubers have. It's hard to have a following and go ahead and state this game is going to be trash, or this game is trash, and then that doesn't cause a trickle effect on everybody else's channels or everybody else's, media output and content creating. Because I wanted to make Dragon Ball Z Kakarot content, and you know what I got from it because of YouTubers such as yourselves? I've gotten A, I'm copying you guys, or B, the game is trash. Kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. If you don't like the game, you go out of your way to say it's trash, or you say that you don't like it, and it becomes a majority consensus. I'm not telling you to keep your mouth shut. I'm just telling you, if you don't like something, express it with genuine expression. I don't like this game. Put it on your YouTube channel. Say, I don't like this game. I'm not going to talk about this game. I'm not going to sponsor this game for this reason or that reason. That's it. Do it like that. Just don't turn around when the game comes out, day one, I just got a Bandai sponsorship, a Bandai exclusive pre-downloadable patch, and I'm gonna go ahead and use it and test out this game, and then be like, oh, this game is not as trash. Oh, this game is actually because y'all do it a lot too. Jump Force, y'all call Jump Force trash, but people were still uploading content for Jump Force, even though on Twitter they were like, the game is trash. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Make me understand that. Make me understand that. Shinobi Strikers. I'm pointing fingers here. Afro Senju decided to say that you ain't like it. That ain't your cup of tea. You don't like it, whatever. And a lot of people turned out and started saying and trashing the game. It's not Storm. It's not what you thought. That came off feedbacks from your channel. That came from feedbacks off your channel, man. Shinobi Strikers is on its second season, going on its third season, with a community that is only growing, bro. So I point fingers where there needs to be fingers pointed at. You never touched Shinobi Strikers again. Maybe you did. I believe you did it for season 2 when season 2 dropped, and that's about it. And you left it alone. But you've done perfectly. It's not the same it's not the same thing to say that when Demon Slayer Kimetsu Keppuran drops, if the game has any sort of appeal, needless to say, I know that there's going to be people who are right now saying that they're not going to buy the game, or they don't feel comfortable with CC2 being at the helm because of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, or because because all anime games dropped the last 3 years are horrible, etc., etc. But you're gonna see them with Demon Slayer. You're gonna see them playing it. You're gonna see them uploading content for it. Come on. That's what this video is about. Make sure you stick to your guns, and make sure you guys go ahead and stop being that type of promoters. If you don't like something, put it up on your channel. Don't ever touch it again. If you don't like Shinobi Strikers, don't ever touch Shinobi Strikers again. Just be like, I don't like the game. Make a video for it. Talk about it on Twitter. Say, I don't like this shit. I don't touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I did it with Fortnite myself. I said I won't touch Fortnite. I haven't touched Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I would have had thousands of more followers and subs if I was playing Fortnite. I chose not to go that route because I don't touch that game. I don't care for that game. So how about y'all go ahead and grow a pair and stick to your guns? Like that's that. The same way with how many people said that Xenoverse sucked, and they were still playing Xenoverse, still promoting Xenoverse, still getting stuff off Xenoverse, still making money off of Xenoverse. Is the same thing that's happening here with Demon Slayer. I have people talking shit about it. It hasn't even come out. They've only shown screenshots, and you already got bigger YouTubers saying that the game is going to be trash. Now, if the game turns out not to be trash or being semi-decent, those same YouTubers will talk shit about it and tell you that the game is semi-trash or it's trash, but it's fun to play with. That's the way they coat their initial opinion of the game is trash. We don't want that around here. Not no more. Stop that shit. Because there's too many viewers that watch y'all, and then the trickle down effect happens to channels like mine and other channels that are trying to do content on these particular games and can't get up off their feet because you guys be killing video gaming content just because you personally don't like the shit. That's all I got to say. We need to do better. There are people who want to build content and make content on certain things, and they really can't because we have bigger YouTubers going ahead and killing the content before it's even being made, with their personal opinions being the driving force. We need to do better with that. That being said, though, I'll leave it at that. Let me know what your opinion is right there in the comment section. Let's talk about it, because this is something that's going to continue happening. The more and more anime video games that keep coming out, the more and more we're going to have bigger YouTubers talking about them, having their own personal opinion because of who the studio is behind them and whatnot. And the bottom line is, don't let them be the ones who choose for you what's good and what not. You make that decision yourself. DBGTX, over and out.